Do people assume all your problems got solved because a big strong man showed up?
Yes, what is up with that?
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, let down your hair. And while you're at it, why don't you tell us how you managed to keep sane for 18 years despite being locked up in a tower? That must have been super tough, but luckily you had Pascal to keep you company. You may be a Disney princess, but you suffered a great deal because of your title. If the choice had been yours, would you have opted out on being a royal? Being a Disney princess might seem like a breeze, but heavy lies the crown. Our favorite Disney princesses struggled to live a life of peace and bliss, but luckily many of them got the happily ever after they deserved. You're watching the 10 dark secrets behind being a Disney princess. Trust doesn't come easy. Disney princesses learn firsthand how important it is to ask questions and check facts. This is because they usually get betrayed by those closest to them. Poor Rapunzel was much too trusting at the beginning of her life. She believed every word Mother Gothel spoon-fed her, but she didn't learn her lesson the first time around. She was also betrayed by her best friend, Cassandra. So if you're a Disney princess, you better keep your guard up. Your image is everything. When you're born under the watchful eye of the public, you need to learn to act a certain way. Princess etiquette is everything, and if you botch up your image, you risk losing the faith of your people. Disney princesses often go through an identity crisis because they're not allowed to be themselves. Before running off to war, Mulan was being groomed to become a dutiful wife, but that just wasn't her style. Luckily, she was courageous enough to stay true to herself, fit in or stand out. Conforming to society's standards can seem like an impossible task when you're the black sheep of the family. Every single Disney princess was forced to stand out because they couldn't fit in. Belle was seen as crazy because she loved reading and didn't want to marry Gaston. Merida faced her mother's wrath because she was gifted in archery and didn't want a husband. And poor Elsa had to run away from home to finally be herself in that gorgeous ice castle. Your only friends are animals. It's a well-known fact that royals have a hard time making friends. After all, they can't just walk to the park and hang out with the kids from the neighborhood. Being a Disney princess means living a sheltered life.
I've never even been outside the palace walls.
But Jasmine, you're a princess.
So it comes as no surprise that most of the Disney princesses don't have any human friends. Where would our princesses be without their faithful animal companions? Rapunzel had Pascal, Ariel had Flounder, and Cinderella had her mice. If it weren't for them, our princesses would have gone completely bonkers. You're never safe. Another dark truth to being a Disney princess is not having the luxury of safety. Evil forces seek them out the very second they're born. Mother Gothel came for baby Rapunzel and snatched her from her crib. Maleficent crashed Aurora's christening and put a devastating curse on her. Ursula sought Ariel out and manipulated her. And Snow White's very own stepmother hired a huntsman to carve out her heart. We're surprised that the princesses haven't developed high levels of paranoia. Marriage is a must. It wasn't until recently that Disney princesses were given the freedom to marry at their own will. Snow White, Cinderella, Aurora, Ariel, Tiana, Belle, and Jasmine got married by the end of their Disney movies, despite being super young.
I'll be shooting for my own hand!
Since these are modern times, Disney is coping with the changes by giving us princesses like Merida, Moana, and Elsa. Not only did they escape marriage, but they also managed to stay single throughout their movies. This dark secret is slowly coming to light, which is why Disney heroines no longer have to tie the knot. Your life gets planned out for you. Anyone who is born into a royal family already has their life planned out for them. Kings and queens are notorious for setting up their children with other royals. Anything from arranged marriages to the clothes on their backs is calculated. This can be very frustrating, especially if you have some dreams of your own. Ariel was supposed to be the perfect little mermaid, but she refused to follow her father's life plan. It got her into some trouble, but hey, following your heart is priceless. You might not have parents. Growing up with your family is a gift that money can't buy, so despite having all the riches a princess could ever want, many of them find themselves parentless. Merida, Moana, Mulan, Rapunzel, and Aurora still have both their parents, but the rest of the princesses either have one or none. And even then, Rapunzel and Aurora didn't get the chance to be raised by their parents. Nightmarish childhoods. Most Disney princesses didn't have happy childhoods. Jasmine lost her mother and was forced to grow up friendless inside the palace walls. Tiana worked her childhood away after losing her father. Cinderella was enslaved by her step-family after losing both her parents. And Snow White was forced to run away from home after both her parents passed away. The dark truth is that Disney princesses grow up too quickly. Everyone thinks you need saving. If you've watched Ralph Wrecks the Internet, then you know that there's one thing every Disney princess despises.
Do people assume all your problems got solved because a big strong man showed up?
Yes, what is up with that?
Whether you know how to defend yourself or not, the world will always think you need saving. And that's the dark truth. Now that you know what you know, would you still want to be a Disney princess? Sound off in the comments. And that's a wrap. Thanks for watching The Things. Subscribe to our channel and give this video a big thumbs up. We'll see you next time.